Hey, Bayek, it's me, Ian. And in today's video, well, I'm continuing to look at classic albums, in my opinion, from my CD collection. They're all classics to me. So this is Everybody Else is Doing It, so why can't we? By the Cranberries, from 1993. This is their debut album. An EP was released in 1991. But I say this is the debut album. And the album after this is No Need to Argue 1994, which is a massively successful album, as this was, really. This album is 40 minutes and 54 seconds. I suppose the Cranberries are an interesting group in terms of classification of the kind of music they do. You can see there's a post-punk influence, indie rock. Also, I think with a very strong folk influence. Folk runs through their music, and a punk influence as well. So there's a lot of influences going on. This is all blends together beautifully. I absolutely love this album. Now, the band were formed in Limerick in Ireland in 1989. Originally, they were named the Cranberry Saw Us. And they featured the singer Niall Quinn, bassist was Mike Hogan, and guitarist was Noel Hogan, and the drums were Fergal Lawler. Quinn was replaced as the lead singer by, of course, Dolores O'Riordan in 1990. And also they changed their name to the Cranberries. And as their career carried on and, of course, took off, as we know, in a big way, and there was a 6-year hiatus between 2003 and 2009. A sixth studio album, Roses, was released in 2012. And this was in fact their first album in 11 years, since Wake Up and Smell the Coffee in 2001. In 2018, tragically, Dolores O'Riordan died. There was a big reaction, I must say, to this death. It was in the media, covered quite a lot. The esteem that she was held in, amazing, really, and a good tribute, because she was such a great singer. And the band disbanded with the final album in the end in 2019. If we look back at their career, they had 8 studio albums, 8 EPs, 3 live albums, and 7 compilation albums. So let's get into this album. It was recorded between 1992 to 1993, various stages in the recording studio recording it. And it was released on the 13th of March 1993. And the studios that were used were Windmill Lane in Dublin and Surrey Sound in Leatherhead. So the label is Island. Now, the engineer and producer on this is Stephen Street. Now, Stephen Street has a big association with the Cranberries. He continued to be their producer throughout their career. But he was the producer of the Smiths. These are just some of them. Morrissey, Blur, the Psychedelic Furs, the Pretenders, Suede, Kaiser Chiefs, and New Order. These were just some of the bands that he produced. Amazing, absolutely amazing collection there. So let's go through the lineup of the band on this album. We have got Dolores O'Riordan on vocals and acoustic guitar. We have got Noel Hogan on the guitar and backing vocals. And then we've got Mike Hogan on the bass guitar. And then Fergal Lawler on drums and percussion. Now, the lyrics are written by Dolores O'Riordan, and also the music is with Noel Hogan. So they're the backbones of the band in terms of writing. So we'll go through the tracks on the album. So this first track is I Still Do. Then we've got into Dreams, which is such a well-known track. Brilliant. Sunday is at number 3. At number 4, we've got Pretty. Then we've got number 5, Waltzing Back. Number 6, we've got Not Sorry. Number 7, we got Linger. Linger, yeah, great song. That was a single as well. And I'll get back to that in a minute. And then 8 is Wanted. And then 9 is Still Can't. 10, I Will Always. 11 is How. And the final track is Put Me Down. And the singles released on this album, which were Dreams and, of course, Linger. I think Linger is the one that did the best in terms of in the charts. Wasn't a massive chart. It was a minor hit, but these were the 2 singles on our Dreams and Linger that were released from this album. And the album, it was, without doubt, a commercial and critical success. It was seen as a great debut album. And you can see why. I mean, it's the kind of album now, that their music, that I put this on, and also No Need to Argue. They both, to me, have that wonderful comfort feeling in many ways. You can put it on as to think, oh wow, this album And you know why that is as well? Because it's so full of emotion. You've got this melancholy almost. You've got this melancholy feel. And then you can feel great joy and happiness all there. And the wonderful dreamlike, jingly jangly guitar playing. And then you get this sort of, in other songs, the drums, the way the drums are, you can feel with the bass almost a punky influence. Yes. So you got folk and punk together. It's all there, right? Even on this debut album. Of course, the real sort of outstanding punk track comes on the next album, No Need to Argue, which is the Zombie, which is such a classic track. But on this album, it all is there and it's wonderful. All those influences within their music, they come out very strongly. And I think that also we must credit the producer. The producer here, he has, well, he's done a tremendous job, really. He has brought out the wonderful sounds that we get in all the group, the musicians, with the voice, and the voice is so important here. It always is with Dolores O'Riordan. Her voice is something special. It has a quality which, what if you hear her voice, you know instantly it's she's one of those singers. She's highlight. She's just somebody you know instantly who it is, and the depth and width that she can sing, and the emotions you get is amazing. That's why it's when I listen to this also, I do feel that sadness that she's no longer here because she's so talented. And of course, her lyrics as well, they're outstanding. She has a wonderful ability to bring out the emotion in the lyrics with very personal lyrics as well. So it makes you really, it's such a loss. It really is. I feel that just this, when I've just played this album again before I'm sort of going through this, and I can't help but feel that loss when I hear her voice. Um, it's so sad. But and then on the other hand, I think, wow, she left this. This is a great legacy, and this is, and I say I kind of use these albums. They can be easily like a comfort thing. You can put them on and feel, wow, fantastic. Feel kind of jumping aboard the journey that the albums take. That, as I say, those emotions, beautiful. It's so beautiful. I feel emotional talking about it. It does touch you that much, and when you know you've got something special when that happens, and a singer can do that, and she did it. Did Dolores? She just and the lyrics, as I say, I mentioned it, and I'm babbling on a bit, but I mustn't forget the rest of the band because the rest of the band complement that so well. They all work so well together. You can't really argue with that at all. And I say the producer Stephen Street knows what he's doing with these bands. I say there was quite an impressive list, and he brings out the best of them, and he certainly has done this with the Cranberries on this debut album. I mean, what a debut! What amazing, amazing debut album! I am so happy to have this in my collection. And if you're new to the Cranberries, start here. Yes, I think the next album is perhaps because of its more commercial success is the one that people go to. But this is a great start because you get that feeling of I mean, this was successful anyhow, but it's just wonderful. And I'm babbling on a bit. Um, so before I go, I'll show you the album on my CD here. There it is. Sorry, I know the light's catching a bit. There's the back. Oh, what a wonderful album. The tracks on it. It's fantastic. The label's nice. The black there. Wonderful. There's the back of the album. Yeah. Well, back of the booklet on that album. Here's the actual album back. She's going on a bit, isn't she? I know I'm getting it. I just love this album. So glad it's in my collection. As I am with all my CD collection, I am just loving these, looking back at them and sharing my thoughts every week with you. And yeah, if you haven't tried any of their albums, start here. Cranberries, the first album, which of course it is. Everybody else is doing it. So why can't we? 1993. Try it out. Yes, please. Anyhow, that's it. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and we'll let you know when I put out these videos. And you can always look in the playlist, all the music that I do, but you'll also see that I do movies, TV shows, and, all quite often with a retro feel. But hopefully you might find something in there in the playlist, say. And if you've got any comments, please put some comments down. And also, give it a like. If you like this video, please give it a like. It gets it out onto YouTube. Like it does. So, tell me what your thoughts are on this album as well. You know, what you think about it. On the group. Or perhaps you don't. You might not think, oh, back. It's just me. I like this group. I think they're a good group. But I like all the stuff that I review. Love music. Who doesn't love music? Really. Anyhow, I've gone on far too long. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.